Hello, my name is Dr. Susan Salem, and I'm the Director of Counseling and Psychological Services, or CPS for short, on campus, and we're here to help you. I'm a licensed psychologist. We have other therapists on staff, some of whom you'll be meeting soon, and we're here to help with stress or anytime things you're upset or you need to vent or talk to somebody outside of your family and friends. You have a very exciting time now as new students coming to the Mount, and we learned during the pandemic that mental health is really important. It's really important to take care of yourself, do stress management, do self-care, and things to help you get through everyday stress. And the pandemic has been very stressful. But we've come a long ways, and we want you to know that we're here to help you with any concerns that you have, any personal concerns. One thing to think about is that emotional adjustment and managing stress are really important to your success as a student. So you need to keep up your mental health in order to help you in your academics and your personal life and everything else. So I want to emphasize that any change, even positive, like coming to college, is stressful and requires adjustment. It's the amount of adjustment that makes a difference in the amount of stress. Let me say that again. Amount of adjustment, either positive or negative, that makes a difference in the amount of stress. So pay attention to all the changes you're going to be making in the future and how you need to adapt to that. So, like I said, we're here to help. We're free and confidential. Next, I want to introduce Dr. Kendra Nichols. She is our Associate Director, and she will tell you more about our staff. Thank you, and take care.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kendra Nichols, and I'm the Assistant Director and Training Director at Counseling and Psychological Services. But please, feel free just to call me Kendra when you see me around campus. I have the honor of hiring and supervising a great group of people every year, our postdoctoral therapists. They all have their doctorate degrees and in their last year of training before they get licensed in California. They'll be joining our team here at CPS in August. Their names are Angelica Diaz, Emily Hope, Jasmine Miyake, and finally, we also have Ivan Cabra, who was with us this year and is going to come back and join us again next year. I'm going to let Ivan say hi to you himself and tell you a little bit more about what he's going to be doing next year. All right, take it away, Ivan.
Thank you, Kendra. My name is Ivan Cabra, and I'm currently a postdoc at the Mount. I will be back next year to continue the work that I started. My interest in this field has been on identity and how the places we grew up in and the people we grew up with really impact who we are and how society impacts how we see ourselves. I also believe that as a mental health clinician, not only do I want to provide therapy, but also want to be part of community healing, which is why this year it was really important for me to be the liaison for diversity, equity, and inclusion. This year, as DEI liaison, I put on a workshop about race-based traumatic stress, complex trauma, and partnered with first-year seminars to conduct diversity dialogues. The first workshop was focused on race-based traumatic stress, which is the idea that racism impacts our experiences and our well-being. During this workshop, we talked about what feelings come up when dealing with racism and how to cope with them. The second workshop was on complex trauma, which is the idea that when we have different traumatic experiences in our social life, family life, and community, they often have a collective impact on how we feel about ourselves and how we engage in relationships. Finally, the diversity dialogues are structured conversations about diversity, but broadly defined. They can be about gender, sexuality, or race. With Dr. Kimberly Now and Dr. Melissa Pagan, we're able to talk about how gender intersects with the idea of feminism and how we can all do our part to empower women. What I really enjoyed about these spaces this year was because of COVID, the Mount community didn't have a chance to gather often. So I got to meet students and engage with you in a way in which we got to learn from each other and build trust and community. I'm coming back next year to really broaden and deepen the work we did together this year. First, by continuing our partnership between CPS and DEI to host diversity dialogues. Second, by hosting a workshop on intergenerational trauma. And finally, hosting a workshop on acculturation stress. With diversity dialogues, my focus will be on offering more dialogues this year where students can attend and then learn how to lead their own diversity dialogues so that these brave spaces continue to evolve here at the Mount. The workshop on intergenerational stress and trauma will focus on unpacking what happens when trauma is experienced over the course of several generations and how that impacts how a person manages their day-to-day challenges. Finally, the acculturation workshop will focus on how we deal with transitions when we're coming from one culture and into another, like when students are coming from home to college. In this coming year, I'm looking forward to meeting new students, continuing to build community, and start a healing process that we need after all the loss we've experienced because of the pandemic this year. I'm really excited to see you all next year.
Hi, Athenians. My name is Sabrina Orianna, and I am the Office Manager of the Counseling and Psychological Services Department. I am also a Mount alum, class of 2019. When you call the CPS office at 310-954-4114, you'll speak to me about scheduling an appointment. This upcoming academic school year, we will provide counseling sessions over teletherapy via a secure and confidential Zoom app to practice social distancing and keep everyone safe. If approval is given for in-person counseling, that will also be an option. On staff, we have 2 licensed psychologists, 4 professional doctoral therapists, and a part-time psychiatric nurse practitioner for medication consultation. Students come to CPS for a variety of reasons: stress, depression, anxiety, family issues, and relationship breakups. Counselors will listen carefully, provide an objective viewpoint, and help you to problem solve. Services include individual couples and group counseling up to 10 sessions for full-time traditional undergraduate, ADN, ABSN, and TPT students. Our hours are 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Fridays. If you're in a psychological crisis and need to speak to someone immediately, please call our 24/7 MSMU crisis line to speak to a counselor. That number is 310-954-4CPS or 310-954-4277. As far as events go, we have been able to host and co-host several de-stress events for students. At the end of each semester, we have a de-stress day with co-host campus ministry, health services, and sports and wellness to bring students some DIYs, meditation, and wellness talks. We also co-sponsor workshops with DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, called Race-Based Traumatic Stress, which is a discussion led by one of our postdoctoral fellows, Ivan Cabra. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you and speaking with you in the fall.